What's up everyone, Adam Saxon with Guy in a Cube, and today let's talk about Power BI Premium, what it is, and why you should care about it. Power BI Premium is an offering for Power BI. It's an add-on for Power BI Pro. That means that you need to have a user with Power BI Pro in your organization. The reason for that is because all publishing of reports and creations of app workspaces, that's all done with a user that has Pro. So you can't have Premium without having Pro. And that brings me to another item that I want to make sure you understand is that Premium is not something that you assign to a user. It has nothing to do with the users themselves. Every user in your organization needs to have either a free or a pro license assigned to them in order to work with Power BI and in order to sign in and to use Power BI. Premium is not something that you assign to users. Okay, so what exactly is Power BI Premium? Premium is really a way to have dedicated resources inside of your organization. Basically, think of it as having like a dedicated server for your workload. This provides you with a set of resources that are dictated by the SKU that you purchase of Premium. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But when you have this and you assign items to that premium capacity, then you have those dedicated resources that you're taking advantage of for your reports. Premium will also be a way for you to get other advantages as compared to the normal Power BI service. So an example of this is down the road, you may see where you can have larger data set sizes than you can normally with Power BI. Right now, your data set size is limited to 1 GB. That could be increased later on through having Premium in your organization. So I just mentioned premium capacity. That's a new term. Everything you have is in the context of what we call a capacity. So when you purchase Power BI Premium, you're actually purchasing a Power BI Premium capacity node. So think of the capacity node as that's the server that you're buying. This is in contrast to the normal Power BI service where we call that shared capacity. And so if you're just a free or pro user and you're just using Power BI like normal, you're in the shared capacity model. And this means that you're sharing the server or the environment with other users and possibly with other organizations that may be taking advantage of those resources to load balance. This is the cloud after all. And so when you get Power BI Premium capacity, you're saying, nope, this is just for me. Okay, so you're interested in Premium, but what should you get? Right now, there are 3 SKUs that are available at general availability. These SKUs are referred to as P SKUs or Premium SKUs, and they range from P1 to P3. The different SKUs offer different range of resources that are available for you. And we have that listed in the documentation. I'll flash something on the screen for you that you can just take a look at that. And I'll have links down below in the description for you to go look at the documentation that has this information in it. And so just know P1 has the lowest amount of resources and P3 has the greatest amount of resources. And over time, you will probably see additions or changes to these SKUs as we go forward. So be sure to refer back to the documentation if you have any questions. Also to help you make a decision on what it is you need for your organization, or maybe not even necessarily what SKU do you need, but how many of these capacity nodes do you need? So do I need like 2 or 3 P1 SKUs or 2 or 3 P3 SKUs? What's really the right answer for me? And we have a calculator that's available for you out on powerbi.com to help you gauge and maybe get an idea for what it is you're going to need based on the utilization of Power BI. So go check out that calculator and you will see both uses for normal Power BI usage, as well as if you're an ISV and you're targeting trying to embed Power BI into your own application. So you can check that out. Once you've made the decision to purchase Power BI, you can head over to Office 365 Admin Center. That's where you actually purchase Premium. So any nodes that you want to purchase have to be purchased there. So your global admin or your billing admin will have to go in and make that purchase for you. After you purchase a Power BI Premium SKU, you're going to want to head over to the Power BI service. And if you're a Power BI admin or a global admin, you will be able to see access to those capacity nodes inside of the admin portal. Inside of the portal, you're going to see a section called Premium Settings, and you will see the capacities that are there for you. You're going to need to initialize or set up one of those premium nodes for you. When you do that, you can define who the admins of this premium node are, and you can also assign people that have assignment rights to assign workspaces to this capacity node. Anyone that's listed as an admin will see this in the admin portal under premium settings. They don't have to be a Power BI admin itself. So when you want to assign a workspace to a capacity node, there are several ways to do this. First, you can do that directly in the admin portal itself. You can do this for an individual user, you can do it for a group of users, or even your entire organization. When you assign a user to a capacity inside of the admin portal, it will take all of their workspaces that they're an admin of, including their personal My Workspace, and move that into the premium capacity. At that point, their workspaces are backed by premium and they're taking advantage of those resources. People that have assignment permissions for that capacity node also have the ability to do this. You can do this from an app workspace by going into the settings for that app workspace and then assigning under advanced. You can turn on premium, select which capacity you want to use, and then go ahead and save that. At that point, that app workspace will be backed by premium. Okay, so why would I want to use premium to begin with? What's the point? Like I said before, you have a dedicated set of resources for your organization. So that in itself is a big win because we know we're going to get certain performance out of this and we're not going to be impacted by other organizations. So at that point, we know what kind of resource performance we're going to get, and we can also monitor that and increase the nodes that we have to balance those resources. Another reason are apps. So when we publish an app from an app workspace, if that workspace is backed by premium, we can share those apps with free users in our organization. So if you have a bunch of users that are just consuming reports, they don't need to create or publish reports, this is a great way to push those apps out to users in your organization so they can see those dashboards, reports, and be able to do certain things with those apps and have the ability to consume those without actually being members of the app workspace. So as long as it's backed by premium, they can take advantage of that. Also embedding. If you want to embed your items into applications, you're going to need premium backed workspaces. Now, you can develop and test your applications without having premium, but if you want to get the performance and the ability to actually render those reports in a way that's consistent with your expectations, you want that backed by premium. All right, and what does this mean to the end user? What does it look like for them? And really, from an end user perspective, Power BI doesn't really look any different or feel any different. Reports render, they can look at dashboards, and they can do things with inside of Power BI. So none of that changes. What you will see is when you go to your workspace list, you may see some diamonds next to workspaces. And those diamonds are just an indication that that app workspace or your personal My Workspace is backed by premium. That's really the only visual clue you're going to get. I know this was a quick overview. There's a lot more about premium that you may want to go learn, so be sure to check out the documentation in terms of how to manage, how to purchase, how to use it, and all the other features that go along with it. I've got links to that down in the description below, and you can also check that out over on powerbi.com. Also, if you have other questions that maybe I didn't answer, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below as well, and I'll try and answer those to the best of my ability. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, or you can smash it if you want. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to the Power BI YouTube channel for more great content. Also, you can check out the Guy in a Cube YouTube channel where Patrick LeBlanc and myself do regular videos about Power BI and business intelligence. Thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.